in my bag, Wedding Photography Edition 2022 Solo Shooting. I just wanted to give you an overview of my crazy looking bag. Now I have 3 of these cases. These are the Think Tank cases. They're amazing. But I wanted to show you how crazy it looks before we start taking some of this stuff out and you see what's underneath. Because some of this stuff is just, yeah, it's just packed full. But if I'm solo shooting, I really can't carry a whole lot by myself, which is why I would pack my bag like that. This bag here, the Retrospective Backpack 15, and what I will be doing with this bag is I call it my go bag. So basically I will have my other bag stored somewhere with all of my gear, and then my go bag's gonna have the stuff that I need for right then. So now we'll start going through what is in my case. So the wedding day is sort of like, it comes in phases. You know, the first thing you're gonna have are your details, and that's generally gonna be the bride and groom dressing details. So the first lens I start with is going to be the 35 1.8S, and I have it right now on the Z9 to fit into the case. I don't know if I'll start with the Z9 or if I will actually start with the Z6 II camera, which is the other camera I'll be bringing, and then use the Z9 later at the ceremony and reception so that I can get my weight down. So I find that the 35mm is really great for detail shots such as the flat lays. It's easy to stand up and do the whole thing. It's easier than with the 50, even though I can use the 50. I also find that it's a wonderful lens for the venue shots. I customarily use that in the 50. And then I also love it for the dress shots. So I start with that lens on my camera for that reason. The other lens that would be in my bag, my go bag for the first part of the day, would be the 105 2.8S. That's what I'm currently using as far as the macro shots go. And I love this lens. It's gonna be great for the ring shots. And bringing me to the ring shots, I have, depending on the colors of the actual wedding, I will bring a ring box or two that I can photograph the ring in. And so I'll bring a couple of these, different colors, different styles, and that will be in my go bag. Sometimes I order special ones for the wedding if I don't feel like I have one that the color will do it justice for. This brings me to the 50mm 1.8S and the 85mm 1.8S. So I will be choosing between one of these 3 lenses to do the bridal and the bride and groom getting dressed. If the space is small, I'm gonna choose the 50mm. If the space is a little bit larger and I have my step stool with me, I'm gonna choose the 85mm. And if I wanna get really good detail shots of their makeup or something special in their hair, then I will use the 105 for that. Now, why bring all 3? Well, we're not able to see every single venue beforehand. So it might be a venue I've not shot at, or I might be inspired while I'm there and I want to switch lenses. Or I just know that I want to be able to have the variety that I need when I need it. And I'm just that type of person, spontaneous. I might have a plan and then 2 seconds later, the plan is gone and I have an artistic idea that I want to carry out. So I have to have that ability. My second camera will be my Z6 II. I love this camera. It's good in low light situations, although the Z9 is better. It's a very light camera, and I would just prefer to use that as my backup over the Z7, the Z6, or the Z5. Other gear related pieces in my kit would be my flashes. So I might do on-camera flash, off-camera flash, where I use the AD200, the Godox. It is fantastic. Sometimes I'll bring an accessory kit. I customarily like to use the snoot function or the barn door function when I'm doing the sparkler exit. I really enjoy getting a pointed light, sort of a spotlight on the couple, and the reason is because I don't like to see a lot of that smoke coming up from the sparklers. I like to have a darker background. So if I can do that, then it puts a spotlight on the couple, and that makes me very happy. So if there's a sparkler exit at night, I will be bringing some sort of snoot or barn doors or something like that. And the cool thing about this stuff is it will attach to this when I have the round head, or this. So I can use either flash. So I also bring whatever accessories I might need for that particular wedding, depending on the type of exit that they may be having. I also have my trigger, and this will trigger both of these. I have names and I have labels on everything, because when I have second and third shooters with me, I want to make sure that we all know whose gear is what, and generally I have it broken up by bag as well, of course. Now I also have the 70 to 200, of course, which I use that for the ceremony. A lot of times I use it for the reception, and it gets heavy, so I try to use it sparingly. Luckily the reception is not, the ceremony is not that long. Generally I use it for the first dances or toasts at the reception if it's not too dark. And then I will switch to like a 50 or a 35 during dancing shots and things of that nature. Or I'll put it on a tripod and do, rear curtain sink or drag the shutter, just some fun stuff. Now, non-gear related stuff. So the command hook, which I made a post on the channel about, obviously when you're working with venues, a lot of times they will not have hooks in the places they should to hang dresses where most clients are gonna want them. Most of them do, but some of them don't. So a command hook so we don't ruin the venue. I bring my pens, which have my name, business name, phone number, all that kind of stuff on it. I have biometric locks that I put my second shooters and my fingerprints in, and you can control these with your phone, and I can charge those. Of course, we're gonna need different Kirk plates, tripod heads, whatever, extra batteries, battery chargers, all of that. I also bring my Godox battery chargers for my on-camera flashes, the V1s or whatever they're called. Altoids, because my breath can be horrible at times. And sometimes I bring a mirror and duct tape. Duct tape, you never know when you're gonna need that. I know that sounds absolutely insane. A mirror, a handheld mirror for people when we're doing the formals. Sometimes I'll have a lint roller if it's a really high class wedding. So, it just depends on the wedding what all I'm going to actually bring, but this would be the basis and the basics of my kit. Oh, and my trusty Omega reflector designed by Jerry Guionis, of course. I cannot forget this. I use this so much. It's got like the scrim, it's got like the daylight, it's got basically everything that I need in a reflector. So, and of course, if I'm going to carry my off-camera flash, I need to carry flash stands and sandbags. I don't want anyone getting hurt and getting sued, of course. For formals, I customarily put in my go bag I usually have the 70 to 200 already on one of my cameras, and then I'll have another camera that I'm carrying during the ceremony just in case, something happens. I always want to have two on me or right beside me, right near me. So be right on me or in my bag. And I will also have my 50mm and my 85mm. And the reason I bring all three of those lenses for the formals is generally I like to use the 70 to 200 at 200 for the couple alone, or 85mm with the couple alone, getting some close-ups. However, sometimes there might be some small spaces and I might need the 50mm. Plus, if I'm going to do the big family group shots, sometimes the space doesn't allow for the 85mm, but generally I like to use the 85mm, separate the group from the background, get beautiful creamy bokeh. It just seems to be a sweet lens for that, but I bring the 50 as a backup just in case I need it. So as far as my flat lays go, sometimes I use a porch, a wood floor. It just depends. Sometimes there's cement that's part of the venue that looks great, but I always bring a light backup just in case I can't find a good spot that wouldn't get things dirty. And so this is what that looks like. This is what those look like. I'll put a link to where I get these ring boxes and my flat lay backdrops in the description box below as well. So guys, I hope you liked the video. I hope it was educational for you. Please subscribe to my channel if you did like it, and I will see you guys next time.